my point to Spencer is that it's very clear that for this fight, we know Joshua's physicality. We know Usyk's a tricky boxer. The biggest issue for Anthony Joshua is the 6 inches between his ears, his mindset going into this fight. It doesn't sound sometimes to me like he believes in himself fully. And he's questioning, and he shouldn't be. And as Evander Holyfield told us earlier in the week, and told me as well, personally, he's got to remember he's in the hurt business, because even Evander forgot that a couple of times. And I think Joshua's there. I think he's there and ready for this tomorrow, and I think he's going to deliver everything he's got. Whether he wins or not, I don't know, but he's ready to deliver, I think.
I just want to say, changing trainer, is that a big thing for any boxer? Because maybe that puts him in a different mindset. Because it's like having a new manager as a footballer.
You're talking about positive or negative?
Yeah, well, no, positive, because obviously he might do totally opposite what he did in the first bout against Usyk. So maybe that could be a big plus for Joshua.
Yeah, I think it is a plus for Joshua that he's changed trainers. Robert Garcia has instilled an aggressive confidence into Joshua, which he needs to have in this fight. He needs to cut the ring off this time. I mean, it's easier said than done, of course, against this tricky downpour from Ukraine, but he's got to cut the corners off, walk Usyk down as much as possible, close the distance, and not be popped by these punches that he didn't see coming last time, and smother the work of Usyk this time and lands heavy shots. And the conventional wisdom, and I agree with it, is he's got to go to work early and get it done in the first 6 rounds, or at least instill some, inflict some pain on Usyk in those first 6 rounds, because he didn't last time. He kept losing round after round.
But is he worried about taking that chance, Gareth, in case Usyk catches him? Because Usyk, look, he's piled the pounds on. He can punch.
He has, and I think Usyk, as you say, does look more physically robust this time. He was 15 stone 11 last time, Usyk, to Joshua's 17 stone 2, and I think Usyk will probably be 16 10 this time. Wow. maybe a stone heavier, and I think or at least 10 pounds heavier. It's between 16.6 and 16.10, and Joshua will probably be around 17.5 when they weigh in later at the Jeddah Superdome. But I think the key is in this fight that Joshua inflicts some hurt early and gets momentum in that sense, because if we all remember the 12th round of the last fight at Spurs last September, he was on the ropes and he looked like he was close to being stopped, and he can't be there this time.
Yeah. So you're saying it won't go to the distance this time? It's got to be over.
One way or the other, it doesn't look like it'll go the distance. Either Anthony Joshua will be able to put it on Usyk and get him out of there. I think he needs to do it by 7 or 8 rounds. But equally, I could see Usyk winning the fight between rounds 6 and 9. Weirdly, and Spencer and I were agreeing on this last night, if Joshua does put on a brilliant performance and he does get behind his own jab and he does jab Usyk out of the contest and goes to body and head and exposes Usyk early and gets some hurt on him, you could find that Usyk tires late in the fight because he's got extra weight. That is a possibility as well, but I don't think this fight's going the distance. But we never know. It's heavyweight boxing. One punch can change everything.
Gareth, what about Tyson Fury? Tyson was indicating that body shots. Joshua's got to crack him with body shots. That's the way to stop Usyk. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. Derek Chisora went to the body and made Oleksandr Usyk look uncomfortable for 6 rounds when they met. Usyk, there's a video out there on YouTube that shows Usyk very uncomfortable against a series of cruiserweights. When he was being hit to the body and damage to the body. It's a great plan. That's why if you look at Usyk's body in some of the videos, and when he's worked out here, he definitely has strengthened his torso. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. Joshua's got a very good jab to the body. And, look, a right hand down the middle to the body has put Usyk down before in other contests. So, yeah, Tyson Luke Fury has hit the nail on the head, and it's nice to see that he's interested in the fight given his quasi-retirement.
got to ask you, Gareth, what's the atmosphere like in Jeddah? Because I think the boxing matches have been there before. They've not really got behind it, have they? But this time, I think Spencer said it's a different atmosphere. They're really putting money into boxing. There's more boxing gyms being opened. So I think people are really ramping up for this fight.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of support behind it. There, when you do your straw poll, when you're out in your taxis and out in hotel restaurants, and where we were last night at the Casablanca doing the show, yes, there is an appetite for it. People are very interested, but obviously it's a different culture here, and it's just the beginning of these things. It's a very conservative society. But I think they are embracing the fact that, music, entertainment, and sport are coming here. Obviously there is that criticism that it's sports washing of this culture, but I think boxing and I think martial arts are very big here. They always have been in the Middle East, and I think there's a massive appetite. This is a huge event tomorrow night. The weigh-in will be big today, and I think we'll be coming back here. There's a lot of money being invested in fight sports, and particularly in boxing, and it does feel big. It feels like a really big event. How it will resonate in this whole region, I don't know, but we are definitely on the cusp of a huge event with massive implications for the heavyweight division and in the sport.
Well, Gareth, we cannot wait for it. Just a quick one before you go, Gareth. Eubank, Ben, how do you see that? Both were in the studio last week. I really enjoyed speaking to both of them. Totally different. It looks like Eubank Jr., big favourite. How do you see it, Gareth?
Well, I do see Eubank Jr. as the favourite, but having spoken to Chris, who's just arrived out here actually in the last few hours, and we'll be speaking to him today, hopefully, on the show that we've got from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. tonight on talkSPORT. I think there's great jeopardy for him. It's a lose-lose because he's got to cut an enormous amount of weight, and he can't put much weight on. He's got to cut to 157 pounds. Yeah. And then he can only put 5 pounds on, or 6 pounds on, I think it is. And it's a huge ask. If that fight goes late, he might be clinging on because he might be depleted. But he's got all the advantages. He's the much bigger man. Ben's very tenacious and will come forward. And Eubank is a clever boxer. I favour Eubank in the fight, but I've got this weird nagging feeling that it's going to be a controversial split points decision with Ben coming on very strong late and Eubank getting the decision. And then I think we'll end up in West Ham with 70,000 fans in a sequel.
Nice one, Gareth. Enjoy the weigh-in. So, Oleksandr Usyk against Anthony Joshua, the rematch. It's live, exclusive, and free to listen to only on talkSPORT this Saturday evening from 8 p.m.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.